Hello and welcome to Evolve Pipedrive Podcast. We talk all things Pipedrive, sales, apps, and the Pipedrive marketplace. My name is Bruce Bignell. I own and run Evolve. We're a technology consultancy based in the UK, working globally. We specialise in helping people get more out of Pipedrive through implementation, consultancy, and training. Today, I have the pleasure to be joined by Riaz Kanani, the CEO and founder at RadiateB2B, who's going to walk us through the RadiateB2B platform and how it integrates with Pipedrive. Over to you, Riaz.
Thanks, Bruce. So this is the first screen that you see once you log in to the platform, and
Nice.
what you see immediately is your market view, basically. And this shows all the companies that have either come to your website or we've seen showing intent outside of your website across the internet based on the activity across 5,000 plus publishers.
Yeah.
And so this is the main screen, really, where you spend, certainly our sales teams spend most of their time. And so it's ranked by intent on the right here. There's 10 bands, 9 being super high and 1 being low, but still some intent there. And obviously we can see whether it's trending or not, upwards or downwards. In the case of the top 5 this time, we're all 5 have been on the website, and so we're seeing the sun icon. But if I scroll down, you'll see the moon icon, and that means that these companies have not come to our website. They don't know who we are at this point, and so all the intent we're seeing here is outside of our website. Whereas for these top 3 here, you're able to see, yes, there's intent happening outside of your website, but they've also been on the website. And so if I were to click on or let's have a look at Deloitte. Deloitte's obviously a very, very large organisation. I can expand this down, and actually, unsurprisingly, they're showing intent across a lot of different locations. But I can see there's very, very high intent in Israel for B2B sales acceleration. There's quite a large amount of intent across a range of topics in the United States, but actually a lot of the intent right now is happening in Canada. And actually, maybe
So I'm just going to pinch on something here. So that where you've highlighted Canada, data-driven sales is in bold. And
yes.
So what's it? I saw that a couple of times across.
That's right. And so what we're showing there is super high intent. So there's high intent generally, and this is really high. And so we use this, and our sales teams use this. There's AI in sales up here to really decide what angle of approach you should take when communicating with that particular company, or in this case, the Canadian office.
Yeah.
And so now, obviously, Canada, large country, whereabouts is the activity happening? We can see it's happening in Ontario. So the head office in Canada is the best place to focus, unsurprisingly. But, so let's just bring that back down. The next thing that we make it really easy to do inside the platform is great. You know the company, you know the intent they're showing, but who are the people that you want to know about? We can click on the contacts. There's a LinkedIn integration, and we can click on the contacts icon, and it immediately brings up that company with the relevant people that you care about. And so obviously we typically are selling to heads of sales, marketing, biz dev, and so you can see here these are all the sales people showing here.
Yeah.
And so very quickly you can then obviously connect or jump across to Sales Navigator and go from there.
Yeah.
Now what typically happens is, as we update this report and these companies change week to week, there's obviously a lot of companies going on here, and you might go after the top. We typically say 6 and above from a sales perspective, and then from a 5 and below probably goes through a marketing campaign of some sort. Maybe that's LinkedIn advertising or an email nurture campaign. Yeah. You might have a couple of different use cases. So, for example, if I drop down to Brian here, he's only focused. This is just test data on this one. So he's focused on these 2 companies. So you can very quickly focus on the companies you care about. And so some of our customers will monitor their customers.
Yeah.
And have an ICP just of their customers. And so you can quickly see are they showing intent for the sorts of topics that might suggest churn, for example, if they're coming up towards renewal, or if, in this case, in Brian's case, I just want to focus on a target list that I'm worrying about at the moment.
And what, just to kind of, again, pause on this, so we've got the awareness, so we know that these people haven't directly been on our site. We've got the intent, the trending. Over actions, what do we have here? So we've got LinkedIn, people, export, and what's the...
So the other one is activity.
Understood.
And so you can see all the different interactions on your website.
Nice.
Very quickly and know what were they looking at, and therefore also what to flow. And then on the second icon there, we can go to the website. So if I click on this, it's going to take me to Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Not that interesting, hopefully.
I don't know if they have the website goes live for Christmas. I don't know what they have for the rest of the year.
Yeah. We'll get rid of that. And then obviously if we care about, if we want to know about the company page, we can click on that and it will take us through to the company page. Now, primarily though, most of our clients will, yes, they'll come in and they'll use this ranked list, but a lot of the time, and this is really why we built the Pipedrive integration, is really they want to be able to see this data and act on this data from within Pipedrive itself.
Yeah.
And so, yes, you can go to the Pipedrive marketplace and click connect inside there, or we can go up here and we can go to integrations and there'd be a connect button here and you can connect and authorize, and then it will be connected to Pipedrive.
Yeah.
There's one setting that we set inside the Pipedrive integration, which is the level of sync. So the level of intent to sync. And so
to your point, you wouldn't want anything under
6.
With Pipedrive being a sales-focused CRM, you want your sales guys working it, not your marketing people necessarily.
That's right. And so you might push the 5 and belows over across to the HubSpot Marketing Cloud, for example. And so once you've got that integrated, the data you just saw, in fact, you can see the exact same data there. So we've got MuleSoft on 9 and then Accenture on 8. And you can see the topics and you can see the locations that are showing intent.
And has that still got the topics are what we saw in the other one? So is that bolded as it was?
Yes.
Next. Okay.
So you can see very quickly exactly what you want to see. And if I were to click on MuleSoft, for example, what you can see is a little bit more detail. So you can see whether they've come to the website. So were there any unique visitors? Were there any total page views? When did they visit? When was the last time they visited? And obviously that it came from ourselves. And what we often recommend with our clients is to set up a filter. And so we set up a filter called RadiateB2B, which just allows you to look at the companies that are showing the most intent for the last 2 weeks or the last 4 weeks and focus on that particular use case.
And I see that obviously this is data pushing from the RadiateB2B platform. So
yes,
from a duplication standpoint against these organizations, you're not would. Let's, for example, look at PepsiCo at the bottom. That's 6. As they become more intentful, is that the right word? will show more intent. They would be giving a higher score, and that's then pushed into Pipedrive.
That's right. And so what we do whenever we create a company, we look at the company is we actually create something. We create a domain name.
Understood. Yeah.
And so you can see PepsiCo.com there under the organization. And so that allows us to come back and make sure we actually update the
unique ID. Yeah.
That's it, every single time. So you don't end up with duplicates of the same companies over and over again.
That's great. And then from a salesperson's standpoint, if you've got this filter set up, you go straight to MuleSoft. If you either got contacts individuals against them, or you go to LinkedIn and you find the right people against that organization, and
off you go.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
there is one more piece to the puzzle that's sort of separate to the intent data, and many people will recognize this sort of view where we just show you a live feed from the website.
Yeah.
So you can see exactly who's on the website, and it's the usual thing. So we can see how many employees, how many people actually saw it, what did they come in and what did they look at,
yeah,
how much time they spent, where did they come from. And so it gives you a quick way of being able to see what's going on your website. My view is most of the time you don't really care who's live on your website. I mean, okay, great. Pank has been on the website and 2 people have come and there's 12-page views. That's brilliant. But actually, did they come last week and did they come the week before? And what were they looking at? I mean, this person from out, I don't think they were looking on our careers pages, but let's say, they were looking at our intent data platform pages, which is great. But if they were looking at the careers pages, it's just noise, right? At the end of the day, we don't care so much. And so when you're on that Your Market page, that's actually filtering out all of the noise and only showing you companies that are looking at the right types of pages that are interesting to you. So the ones that are looking at the careers pages, you won't even see showing intent.
Yeah. So on that, can you just spend 2 minutes or less, or a little bit more? How have you defined your market?
So your market is basically, so we will actually, that's a really good question. I said that right at the very beginning. So when you onboard with the platform, what we do is we understand who your ideal customer profile is.
Understood.
So whilst you can give us a list of companies to monitor like Brian does here, what we can also do is say, well, actually what we care about is companies in the retail sector who are 500 employees and above, based in the UK.
Yeah.
And so it will only pull in companies that meet that criteria. And then obviously you then have to figure out which topics you go after. There's about 15,000 topics that we monitor at any one moment in time. And again, we sit down with you and actually work with you on how's the best way to approach that and to select those for your particular business. And then we guide you through interpreting it when the data comes in so that you actually can make full use of the data.
Great. Well, this is super. I can see how useful it will be. I like the kind of simplicity of the user-friendly. Okay, awareness. They've been on the site. They haven't been on the site. That those are the type of things you want to see straight away, trending upwards. I like it. Is there anything else you want to show us?
No, you've hit the nail on the head. That what we build the platform for smaller, mid-sized companies selling to enterprise. And those teams typically don't have, data teams and analysts and companies that spend a lot of time processing the data to make it usable. Our goal is to make it really easy and simple to actually use so that you can act on it quickly.
Yeah. Well, Riaz, thank you very much for walking us through there. We'll be sure to have links in description below to go to your own personal demo to kind of build your own marketplace out and whatever else. And you can find RadiateB2B app now on the Pipedrive marketplace as well. So we have links in the description below there. But Riaz, once again, thank you very much.
Thank you, Bruce.